Welcome, everyone, to the Better Love Movement podcast, where you will finally learn how to intentionally do dating and relationships right. My name is Anita Stoudemire, and I'm a licensed professional therapist and your personal love mentor. I've worked with thousands of singles and couples, giving them the skills needed to attract and keep the amazing love they desire. It's my heart's work to help people to get the skills needed to not only become the very best versions of themselves, but to help them grow and evolve emotionally and relationally. You can absolutely have the romantic relationship of your dreams. Come and let me show you how. Hey everybody, this is Anita with the Better Love Movement podcast. So today we are in episode 39, and I want to talk with you a little bit today about ghosting and breadcrumbing. So those two terms, they have been coined over the last, 4 or 5 years now. We've been hearing these terms, ghosting or breadcrumbing. And so I'm going to give you a brief definition of each, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about how to handle it, because I'm going to take this from a perspective that you may not expect, but you need to hear. So ghosting is a term that millennials and a lot of people my age now use, and that basically means where you have engaged with a person and you have started to talk with them, however you've met them. You met them online, you met them in person or introduced by a friend, but you've started talking with them with the intent on dating them or it becoming something romantic. So you're talking, you're texting, you're FaceTiming, you're Skyping, you're communicating, okay? And that communication can be a few days, that communication can be a few weeks. That could be a full-on relationship. Like you could be in a full-on relationship with someone and you think everything's going great, you all are getting along great, and then all of a sudden, without warning, that person disappears. That person just goes away. They just cut off all communication with you without any real explanation as to why. And so we're seeing this a lot more lately. Not to say it hasn't happened 20 or 30 years ago, because I'm sure it did. Actually, you know what? I can speak to this because it did happen to me. It happened to me when I was maybe 22. Yeah. And now that I'm remembering, when I was like maybe 22, a guy that I was talking with, and we weren't full on dating or in a relationship, but we were talking and dating, and that went on for 2 or 3 months, and he just disappeared. He literally just fell off of the planet. And to my knowledge, I haven't caught up with him since. I don't know what he's doing. So he just disappeared. And so that's what they call ghosting, where a person that you were engaging in communication with or in a romantic relationship with just disappears. And that can bring up a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts and feelings in people. We're going to talk about that. The second term is called breadcrumbing. And that's basically where you are engaging a person, you're communicating with them with the intent on, dating or having a relationship, being romantic. And all of a sudden, the communication starts trickling down. They start giving you less and less communication, less and less interest, less and less calls or texts or dates or what have you. It's just a little here, a little there, just enough to keep you on their trail, just enough to keep you following that trail of breadcrumbs, which is why they call it breadcrumbing. So it's just enough. It's not the full loaf, it's not a slice, but it's just enough to make you think they still care, they're still interested in you. And so both of these things can be incredibly frustrating. I know I've experienced both of them. But today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about how to handle it. So the first one, ghosting. While this can trigger abandonment issues in all of us, even the most secure person can truly feel abandoned by this type of behavior. The first knee-jerk reaction I want you to have is, this is not about me. This is not about me. I wish that was each and every person's knee-jerk reaction. this is not about me. Because it isn't. It's about that person. It's about their emotional maturity or lack of. It's about their social skills or lack of. It's about how empathetic or caring or loving a person that they are or lack of. It's about their inability to face, maybe there's a conflict or there's something that they want to talk to this person about. Maybe something's happened that you've done or said that they didn't like. And instead of having the emotional intelligence to address it head on, they just disappear. So understand this. It says more about them than it does about you. The second piece to this that throws people off when I talk about this is that this is a great way, this is a great gut check. Ghosting is a great gut check for you to determine your level of self-esteem, your level of worth, your level of how you feel about you, your level of confidence. Because if you have been, let's say you met a guy online, you've been messaging back and forth through the app, and let's say you all exchange numbers and now you've been texting, you may be called once or twice, but technically you never met up. And let's say he ghosts you. If you are truly devastated by that, like if you are crying, you're upset, you're talking to all your friends about it, you keep reaching out, you go on this hunt to try to figure out who this guy is, what is he about? If you're just losing it, I really need you to wake up to the fact that, there's some self-esteem issues going on there. There's some confidence issues. There's some self-love issues going on there. Because you don't know him. Like, you don't know him. And you should not be allowing someone that you don't even know, that you haven't even met, to get you that far off into your feelings. So that's your gut check. That's the work that you need to do. And I want you to check yourself. I want you to say, I let this affect me and my life and my mood and how I am at work and with my kids and all of that. If you are like devastated, that's your gut check. You're doing too much. Okay. You're giving too much. Your expectation is a little too high. So that's your moment to gut check yourself and to say, man, I don't feel as great about myself as I thought. My life is not as rocking as I thought. My confidence is not as high as I thought. I'm feeling, some kind of way, as they say, about this guy I never even met. I don't even really know. And by the way, my fast and firm rule is 12 months. You got to know a person, and I'm talking face to face, on the phone, FaceTime, talking on the phone and all of that, 12 months before you even can say you know them. You don't know them. So to let someone you don't know get you all riled up and all upset, that speaks volumes about you. And because I'm all about the accountability piece, we have to do our own work. We have to look at ourselves first. That's a good gut check for you. That's a good time for you to say, I'm not in a good space like I thought I was. My self-esteem isn't as high as I thought it was. I don't feel as confident about myself as I thought I did. Because again, when your self-confidence is high, when your self-esteem, your self-love, you literally go, okay, this is not about me. And then that's it. That's all the effort you give it. And you're on to the next. This is not about me. So let that experience really help mold and shape you, help improve your self-confidence and your self-esteem. And might I say, even if you were in a full-blown relationship with this person, and it's happened, people are in full-blown relationships, they've known the person for 12 months or more, they've been, sleeping with them, which I don't recommend unless you're married, but they're in a full-on relationship with this person, and the person disappears. And yes, I'm going to give you probably a little more time to feel devastated by that, but I still want your knee-jerk reaction to be, this is not about me. This is not about me. This is about this person and their inability to have a healthy, normal relationship or to manage conflict or whatever is going on. It isn't about me. I cannot be rejected. And so I'm going to give you more time and space to mourn the loss of that because, like I said, that triggers some abandonment issues in the best of us. Even myself, if I had dated a person for a year and felt like everything was great, this is awesome, we're going somewhere, and they just disappeared, yeah, that's not cool. But at the end of the day, I love myself so much that my gut reaction would be, well, dang, this isn't about me. And wow, okay, I'm glad I know this now. I'm glad I did not, get so far off in the deep end with this person because they can't be trusted. They can't be relied upon. It's not about me. I'm still going to have that gut reaction. So let that open your eyes to some work that you might need to do. Okay, that whole ghosting thing. I personally believe that you can protect yourself from ghosting in the sense of, you want to make sure that you are not being physically intimate with anyone unless you are exclusive and committed. And in my case, if you're married, because, and yeah, can your husband ghost you? Sure. Your husband could just wake up one day. I mean, apparently that's how they did it in the 20s, where the guy just woke up one day and went to work and never came home. Sure, it happens. But at the end of the day, I have the law on my side. I am legally married to you until I, can't find you for a year. And then I guess the law will give me a divorce for abandonment. But I can feel good at knowing that I did things the right way. I can feel good knowing that, again, it's not about me. I did things the right way and things didn't work out. It happens. It happens to the best of situations, to the best of us. So one way to protect yourself is you are always dating 2 or 3 people at a time. You're not putting all your eggs into one basket until you're exclusive and committed. Because again, I don't know you. And until I feel most comfortable, no longer dating others, I feel most comfortable with you and I and the understanding that we are both agreeing to do this. I date multiple people. And I get to know you. I look out for all the red flags, the yellow flags, all the flags. So, there's ways to protect yourself, which is, you're not going to meet someone and 1 or 2 dates in, you're all in because you don't know them. You see how I keep stressing that? You don't know them. Okay. Breadcrumbing. Now, this happens quite a bit, and this happens when relationships are no longer hot and heavy. They're no longer new and fun and, the new toy out of the box. So people's interest starts to wane and they then, become less interested or they get back to what was their life. Let's say they put their life down for a period of time because they're dating someone new and then it's not so new anymore. Or, you're past that honeymoon phase and then they start kind of getting back to their life. And at that point, to me, again, this is good information. This is really good information that I'm getting here. The rubber is meeting the road. Is this going to be something real? Because if that's their stance, which is, oh, you were fun to play with for the first 2 or 3 months, and now, you're not as brand new to me, and I'm going to get back to my life and just kind of, dribble out affection or love or calls or texts or what have you, that's not someone you want to maintain a relationship with. When you are with the right person, the best fit for you, that person's attention and time and love and calls and texts is consistent. It is a consistent thing in your life. And if you notice these big gaps, these things happening, going on, like, oh, wow, we're not seeing each other as often, we're not calling or texting, what's happening? I'm going to be quite frank with you. I don't ask that question. I get gone. Like I kind of get gone. I turn to my life, I turn into myself, or I say, I've noticed that the interest has kind of gone down and, perhaps you're not 100% sure, but I'm going to open myself up to date other people because, it appears to me that you're not sure about me. You're not sure about me or this relationship, if that's something you want to be all in with. And I just make that announcement and then I do it. And I don't wait for the person to say, oh, no, I'm going to, it's just I've been busy with work. I've got this, I've got that. No, I then turn into myself. I turn away and I let that person, kind of pick up their interest again if that's going to happen. But keep in mind that when a man is pulling away or he's turning into other things, you don't run behind. You don't chase. You don't run behind him in hopes of getting his attention. No, no, no. We go the other way. We go the other way. And then when he realizes, no one is following behind me, if he genuinely has interest and care, he's going to follow. He's going to turn and find you. But until then, we don't run behind. And that's, that's the nicest thing I can say. Now, you may get the conversation of, you're not as invested. You don't seem as interested. So I'm going to open myself up to date other people. You may get that conversation. And that looks like it's not just about you. Like I may continue to date you. I may continue to communicate and engage with you, but I'm going to do that with other people too that perhaps, want what I want. They want something consistent, something real. They want a real relationship. And so what could happen is that person's, could want to re-engage you. And guess what? You have found someone else. You have decided to become exclusive and committed to someone else. And that has happened. That's happened to me where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm dating somebody. I'm with someone. And they're like, what? Yeah. No one is waiting on you. No one is waiting for you to figure things out. No, that's not how it works. I am open and receptive and available to other good men who may want to give me consistent time and attention. I'm always open to that if you are choosing to dole out in tiny little portions, pieces of yourself or your life. No, thank you. That's not how it works. And I don't want you to confuse this with when you first meet a person and they want to, quote unquote, take it slow or they want to take their time. I totally respect that. Take your time. But again, I am dating other people. I am not going to be put on a back burner or up on a shelf. I'm going to date other people. And when you're ready to consistently engage me or be in a relationship with me that looks like consistent time and attention, that's what's going to be happening. And if you wait too long or you take too much time, someone else will beat you to the punch. So men have been doing this forever. Ladies, I want you to understand how this program works. And I believe you can save yourself a little bit of heartache, a little bit of tears, and just being upset by being open and receptive to trying to find the best fit for you. Just because a man looks good, has a great job, or, has a certain education, or you have an attraction to him, he dresses nicely, or has a beautiful smile, has a beautiful body. I mean, there's all types of reasons to be interested in a man. But until you find out if he is the best fit for you, you do not fully and completely engage. You have to remain open and receptive to other men putting in their application. So these are two things that happen, especially recently. We're seeing it a lot, this ghosting and this breadcrumbing. And you have to be on the offense with this, which is the second it happens, the time with the breadcrumbing, it starts getting longer and longer, I turn away. I turn away. I turn into myself. I turn into all the things I have going on in my life. If I choose to open myself up to date other people, I say that, it doesn't appear as though you're ready for a relationship or ready to invest consistently. And I understand that. You have every right, to be busy at work or busy with your children or busy doing other things. But I'm going to, I want to be honest and let you know that I'm going to open myself up to being pursued by other men, to dating other men. And there's only two ways that's going to go, which is what? Well, I thought, we were talking. I thought we were dating. Okay, but it doesn't feel good when I don't consistently hear from you. It doesn't feel good when days on end go by and we don't see each other. And so that's not the relationship I want to have. What do you think? Okay, and then we give him a chance, to try to wow us or explain himself. We give him a chance, but we have to be honest and very assertive and just letting him know, no, this doesn't feel good. This does not feel good. This isn't the relationship that I want to have. What do you think? And so, again, either he's going to step up, he's going to do what he needs to do, or he's going to say, oh, okay, well, since we're dating other people, and he may go off and date other people, and okay, that's perfectly fine, because that's what I'm going to do too. And we may not be the best fit for each other. It's okay. I'm always going to give him that right to do what he wants to do. May not work for me, but you are entitled to do that. So I want you to try these two techniques. The first one, I want you to knee jerk to, it's not about me, because it isn't. It has nothing to do with you. And if it upsets you so horribly, so badly, especially if nothing really happened, like you didn't meet or you didn't, you only had 1 or 2 dates, if it just destroyed you, now is the time to do your own work. Go inside of yourself and do that work. Get strong. Get strong enough and secure enough to say, this isn't about me. Don't take it so personally, because it's not. So that's for the ghosting. For the breadcrumbing, I want you to either address it head on by saying, I'm just going to open myself up to being pursued by other men, or just turn away. Don't run behind. Don't start this chasing, because that's only going to pull him further away. He's only going to run further away. No, turn in the opposite direction, which is your life, your children, your job, your business, your school, whatever else it is you have going on, and focus on that. Focus on you, and he will, if interested, or he will definitely notice that you're not running behind, and he will turn around. So I want you to try both of these today, and I thank you so much for listening. If you have a question that you would like to have answered on the podcast, I would love to receive an email from you. You can email me at info@betterlovemovement.com, and I get emails all day, every day, and I sift through them, and I would love to answer your question on the podcast. Right now, I have released a new course. It is called 30 Days to Mastering Your Feminine Power. It is on the Udemy platform, www.udemy.com, and you're going to look for 30 Days to Mastering Your Feminine Power. There is a sale on courses going on right now, so I want to say it's super duper affordable, but check it out. You can take that course, at your own pace, and you're going to learn all the skills that I teach in my coaching. You can look at it morning, noon, and night. You can look at it more than once. There's lots of PDF downloads in there to help you really learn and master these skills. And if you enter the code BETTERLOVE5, you can get $5 off of the course. So that would make it even more affordable. So head on over there now and check it out. If you would like to reach me for any other reason, you can always contact me through info@betterlovemovement.com. Check out the website, check out the new products on the site, and please rate and review this podcast. I am trying to get my first 5-star review. So if you found this information helpful, or any of the other podcasts, if you've listened to, please rate and review this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, stay open to love.